And when you become 14, 15, that's when your hormones are coming, the physical hormones are coming. And oh, you will start having these little, oh, I saw somebody, I feel a crush on them, right? And in a lot of societies, it's considered, oh, maybe that's not love. Love is so much more. When you finally have it, you will know it. So there is a whole line of guidance for you guys for what you must look into a person and how to conduct yourself. One of the meaning of chastity is a boy and girl's physical relationship that causes you to get married, right? So that's just one element of chastity, and we are not allowed that relationship before you get married, right? The Akdas is very clear about that. Every religion was clear about that. None of the religions of God has allowed that, right? The sexual physical relationship was left for married people, right? Not before that. So that's why any of you, since I'm your auntie, if your parents don't talk about it and you have some things you want to talk about it, pick up the phone and call me. We'll talk about it, right? And I'll quickly tell you, when I was 14, I didn't know any of these things. And when you become 14, 15, that's when your hormones are coming, the physical hormones are coming. And oh, you will start having these little, oh, I saw somebody, I feel a crush on them, right? And in a lot of societies, it's considered, oh, maybe that's not love. Get that out of your head. That's just physical lust. You're just the animal side of you. You're getting attracted to somebody, right? Sit back and say, no, that's not. Love is so much more. When you finally have it, you will know it, right? So that's one part of chastity, that we stay away from these relationships. You have permission to be friends with the other sex, by the way, in the writings. First time in religious history of religion, right? Because there was this segregation before. So that in itself it's such a blessing. We don't have that segregation. You're allowed to be friends, girls with boys and boys with girls, but it needs to be pure friendship, right? So then you'll say, okay, now I'm getting interested in somebody. Now I'm of age after 18. How do I conduct myself? Yeah. So there is a whole line of guidance for you guys for what you must look into a person and how to conduct yourself. And keep this one issue outside of it. It's for your benefit. It's not that God loves or hates sex. It doesn't touch him, all right? If you ruin your life, it doesn't touch him. You only ruin your life, okay? So these are issues that come in. We all feel that way, by the way. I was so lost when I was 14. I was like, whoa, you felt attracted to somebody, and a month after it went away, and now you were attracted to somebody else. And like, what the hell is going on? Because a lot of times those stories of society thinks, ooh, people are falling in love, but that was not love. That just hormonal issues that are coming into you. And if you don't understand how your body works, luckily I was in a family where you didn't embark on these kind of things, and soon enough it was a very short-lived confusion, and luckily you didn't act upon it. It was just in your head, and you stayed safe. But lots of families are not safe. Lots of cultures are not safe, and then people suffer for the rest of their lives. It brings a suffering, and we'll talk about that if you want to, right? But here he's going to say, and that's one part of it, and mostly only that part is being paid attention in Baha'i schools and stuff. But here Guardian will give you a list of what chastity means. And if you actually follow the whole list, that other issue is saved for you too, because you become a sort of responsible soul. And any soul that becomes responsible has lesser sort of opportunity to slip too much. Make sense? Such a chaste and holy life with its implications of modesty, purity, temperance, decency, and clean-mindedness involves no less than the exercise of moderation in all that pertains to dress, language, amusements, and all artistic and literary avocations, right? One of the things that for the subcontinent that there was a problem was how our stories, love stories, and movies are built. They affect you, by the way, right? So don't think that you're just watching something day after day and you don't have that inclination. These things affect you. So be careful what you're watching and how you dissect that. And I often bicker at the eldest in those communities. I was like, you all sit down and you're all crying over, some broken love story because, the girl wanted to run away, and you couldn't let them and all that. And everybody, dada, dadis are crying there too. But when it happens to your own people, you want to kill them. When it happens to your own children, then you're really miserable. Why do you teach them these things? Yeah. So be careful. Watch them, but be cognizant of what is happening. Fairy tale stories, right? You're 15, 16, and a prince will come and save you. Okay, then your girl runs after that, and now you're miserable. Why do you teach them such things? Why don't you sit down and make sense of things? So all these things they matter, the guardian is saying. And I've learned that in my own life, that yes, they matter. So when he was saying that, I was like, yes, I understand this, right? It demands daily vigilance. It's not like you learn it one day and you're okay. Because guess what? Your body has its own controls, right? And your soul must be in control of your body, not your body, the control of your soul. Yeah. But the body has its desires, and it wants to control. We need to learn how my soul needs to control it, right? It demands daily vigilance in the control of one's carnal desires. Carnal is physical desires. When you have physical hormones running wild and you have those desires, it must be controlled. And corrupt inclinations. It calls for the abandonment of a frivolous conduct with its excessive attachment to trivial and often misdirected pleasures. It requires total abstinence from all alcoholic drinks, from opium, and from similar habit-forming drugs. Elsewhere in the Akdas, it's considered opium and hashish has been talked about. The guardian has said that this means all habit-forming drugs are forbidden to buy. It condemns the prostitution of art and literature, the practices of nudism, and of companionate marriage. Companionate marriage is an issue in the West, not so much in the East, where you guys are sitting, you're good at that. You get married and then you live with somebody, but here people are living with each other without getting married. That's what it means. That's not allowed. Infidelity in marital relationships. You're only allowed to marry one wife and one husband, and you are supposed to love them and be their friend and loyal friend for the rest of your life. If you cannot be, yes, it's allowed to you. God doesn't like it, but it's allowed to you to walk out. You can walk out and pick another one, but while you are in this relationship, that's all for you. Infidelity in marital relationships and all manner of promiscuity, of easy familiarity, and of sexual vices. So you notice sexual vices are one issue here. There is a lump sum of whole character that is considered under the cause of chastity. It can tolerate no compromise with the theories, the standards, the habits, and the excesses of a decadent age. So yes, our societies are somewhere else, but you should be proud that you have a higher standard, and don't be embarrassed that you are not embarking on what the society is doing. We uphold a higher standard, which should be your pride and joy. It can tolerate no compromise with the theories, the standards, the habits, and the excesses of a decadent age. Nay, rather, it seeks to demonstrate through the dynamic force of its example the pernicious character of such theories. We are supposed to exposing them, not be taking them. Make sense? The falsity of such standards, the hollowness of such claims, the perversity of such habits, and the sacrilegious character of such excesses.